first, the big story tonight. Uproar over the India-Pakistan joint statement in Egypt yesterday, where one line in particular has the BJP and some of the country's top diplomats very upset. It says, action on terrorism should not be linked to the composite dialogue process and these should not be bracketed. And that brings us to our first big debate tonight. Has there been a climb down by India on Pakistan? I'd like to address my first question to Dr. Singhvi. Dr. Singhvi, your government coming in for a lot of flack on this joint statement today.
Nidhi, let's get one thing clear. You have to decide whether you accept and believe the categorical, specific statement of the Prime Minister, both in the press conference earlier and in Parliament today, or you want to go by interpretations of the joint statement by Pakistan. Now, for a minute, let me assume, and I'm not at all in a moment agreeing to that, but let me assume that there is some ambiguity in some person's mind about the joint statement. The Prime Minister of this country, and we know how the Congress, the UPA, has stood up, especially in the context of 2611 and post-2611. We know the huge manner of concrete steps taken, and we know what we stand for the integrity of this country in what manner. Now, thereafter, the Prime Minister of this country has categorically said that there is not even the possibility, the question of any of these interpretations being right. Well, we have to stand and go by that. Today, India will act according to our understanding. Let me give you an example.
Should it have been so ambiguous?
Let me give you an example.
Isn't it ambiguous, the joint statement? No, do you agree?
There are two aspects. No, I'm not agreeing to it. I'm saying there are two aspects. One, there is first of all a larger view, a vision, a perspective that, look, ultimately peace or solutions or constructive action can come only out of a spirit and atmosphere of harmony. Therefore, is no point sitting as sulking neighbors. However, along with that, there is a view that the moment we find that not enough is being done by Pakistan, either by way of commission or omission, and of course any overt act that obviously, it's obviously something even remotely resembling 2611, or anything to show that there is not genuine contrite action on the terrorism front, we are not obliged to talk to them. We are not obliged to engage with them. We are not obliged to discuss with them. And they know it, the world knows it. So,
but you can see that this statement can be read in a different way.
But Nidhi,
the other side is doing that.
No, Nidhi, let me cut through this whole thing. Let me try to cut through the Gordian knot. Let me assume that either the BJP or anybody else or a third party, Pakistan, is reading it in three different ways. I go by my Prime Minister's statement on the floor of my Parliament.
All right. So, Mr. Prasad, are you satisfied after hearing the Prime Minister speak in the Rajya Sabha? Are you satisfied with that assurance?
Nidhi, I'm just coming after hearing him. This shift is very disturbing. Let's be clear about certain fundamentals. We can ignore history, we cannot ignore geography. Pakistan is our neighbor. Whether it was our government or his government, there is a conscious attempt to have a good relationship. But what is the problem? Right from Musharraf's time, or even before, it was unwilling to recognize that Pakistan's soil is being abused to foment terror against India. In January of 2004, President Musharraf with then Prime Minister Bajpayee for the first time agreed that I will not permit Pakistani soil to be used for terrorist attack against India. When Dr. Manmohan Singh met President Zardari hardly 20 days ago in Moscow, what he said publicly, before the media, my brief is very limited. You please deliver on the fight against terror.
Tuba.com